Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? Just trying to see if you can see everything in the camera here. I think you can. And how are you this morning? It's my first live back after holidays and my first live of 2026. And it is Wednesday, January the 7th. Looks like everything's working. So my name is Debbie Scott and I'm your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Brigden, Ontario. Just a little town in southwestern Ontario in Canada. And today I am working with the Watercolor in Bloom. And it is our paper pumpkin for, this was December's. So because of the holidays, I'm a little bit late getting to play with this one. But our paper pumpkin is a subscription-based crafting kit. Normally, you make 3 cards, and this is sent to your door every month, and it's a little bit of a surprise. You get a little bit of a sneak peek on what each month is going to hold, but they don't show you the exact projects. So yeah, it's a fun little surprise that shows up at your door, and then you can just put it together. It has everything in the kit that you need to create these cards. It's got this great instruction pamphlet in color. It shows you for each of the 3 cards how to put those together, exactly where to put your adhesive, exactly where to stamp. They're really great instructions. So I did make 3 cards yesterday. I just quickly made them exactly as they were shown. I like to do that. I usually do one of each, just the same as they recommend. And then I used some of the leftover bits to create scrapbook layouts with them. I love using a card kit for scrapbook layouts because all these little elements are already ready to go for you. And it makes for really quick and beautiful scrapbook layouts. So one thing I did pull in, this was our die set that goes with paper pumpkin for 3 months. It shows it on the back here. This one's called Abundant Joy. So every quarter they come out with a die set that coordinates nicely. So all these little bits, I've cut out a bunch of them here in some different colors. And all of these little bits match the elements in the cards. So if you want to make alternative cards or scrapbook page, then you have some great elements that coordinate perfectly with that. And every quarter they come out with a new one. So this one matched October, November, and December. So if you want to sign up, subscribe for Paper Pumpkin, you have to sign up by the 10th, I believe it is. So if you want to get January's, which looks super cute, let me know by the 10th of January. So that is Saturday, I believe. And I can help you out with that. So I'm just going to set those aside. And I am pulling in, this is going to seem odd, but I am pulling in a Halloween paper to go with this. So this is on the retired list, and I just checked before I came live, and it is still available. Sorry, I should have taken the package. But it has some super, super cute Halloween images in this paper pack. So I just got this paper pack, and I got it for the B side. I love these for background pages. There was some great, look at this one, super great little scenes on here. And it is on sale as well. So if that is something that interests you, head on over to the website and have a look at that. And then it comes with 1 page or 2 pages of the punch outs as well. So I'm going to use the gray today, and that's going to be the background for my page. So it shows us here everything that comes in the kit. The first time that you get Paper Pumpkin, you will get an acrylic block And then after the first time, they just expect you to use the same one. So you're only going to get that on your first one. So this one has this little stamp set here. There it is. Mine's kind of pink because I was using it so not all the ink comes off. So we have, dear friend, thank you. The little things you do for me mean so much. You make me feel loved so much and miss you. And then some little floral elements there. And they just give you that paper, so if you want to keep this, you can just put that with it so it's easier to see your stamps. You're also going to get all of the adhesive that you need. So this one came with some dimensionals and some tear and tape. And then you're going to get your little labels for stamping your greetings. That's one little piece I haven't used. I don't have much left of this kit at all because I used quite a bit of it on my layout today. And you also get, obviously, 9 card bases. More than that, so this is all I have left. Just gonna grab a quick drink. So the photo that I am using is of my daughter. And she's on her dirt bike there. And I have printed this out. It is 8.5 by 3.5. And I am just going to layer that on some white to help it pop. Addison loves to ride her dirt bike. And she got a new bike in the spring. This photo is from the fall. But she has really just taken off with riding. She really loves doing it, and she does really well. So next I'm going to pull in this card base here because I liked how the colors in the card base mimicked the colors in my photo. So I'm just going to lay that across, and that's going to go all the way across my layout. So I'm just going to trim this. Let's see. Right. Should I butt it right up or leave a little extra? I'm gonna do it right about there. So you are going to see the score line, but I think that's okay. It doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, so that's just going to lay like that, because once I put my photo over top, you're only going to see a small amount of it, and this is going to be covered as well by my journaling. So I am going to lay that down. Oh, this one had embellishments too, so those are just sitting there. Let's see here, we'll go at about 1 inch, I think, up from the bottom. Actually, it might be a little bit more than that once I add my little florals at the bottom here. Good morning, Janet. Thanks so much for hopping on with me today. So this I'm just going to trim. I think I'll just cut it right in half. And that's gonna go along the bottom. I wasn't sure if I was gonna want it along the bottom and the top. I'm gonna tuck this underneath. But I think I might just do this at the bottom because I do have quite a bit up at the top here. I'm gonna add a couple of these and a couple more photos. So I think it's kind of busy enough up there. So I think I'm just going to add this at the bottom. Now it doesn't go all the way across. It does leave a little bit at the edge there, but I'm okay with that. If you are not okay with that, what I would suggest doing is cutting down your paper at the back here, cutting everything down, like what is that, about 1/2 inch, and then matting it onto probably a white cardstock. That's what I would recommend if you wanted that to just come right to the edge of your DSP. But I'm okay with it just the way it is there. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here. And I'm going to get this lined up first. So I want that to be nice and straight. And then it's kind of sticking. Then I can add these pieces. So because they don't go right to the edge, I want to make sure that they are centered. So I'm going to line that up at the 6-inch mark. And I'm going to lay that down on top. Oh, it didn't stick. I do want a little bit of that, I don't know, gold. I think actually it says it's bronze. That bronze stripe to show, because I also have it up here on these, so it's going to tie in nicely. So yeah, I think I'll bring that up a little bit, maybe to about 1.5. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that down flat. Got that a little bit crooked. So I love DSP packs that you can use for for things that's not really meant for. Like, I love when the theme is just on the one side. So then after Halloween, you can use it for anything else. Because my kids are getting older, they don't go out trick-or-treating. I don't do a lot of Halloween scrapbooking. So it's nice that I can still get some use out of this paper. All right, so there's some little label shapes in the kit. Where did my cards go? Here they are. So you can see this is a label that has been popped up that I stamped my greeting on. So I took that and I traced it onto my photos just with a pen. You can kind of see on this one, I've got a little bit of black from my pen where I didn't cut it just perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little sander. I'm gonna sand along the edge of my photo. That is gonna get rid of any of that black outline that I didn't cut off properly. I kind of like this look with the edge of your photo sanded. You're not gonna notice it on this because I'm backing it onto a white mat. But I've done it on other layouts where I mat it onto a dark layout. or dark page or dark matte, and it looks really sharp. Just with a little bit of white all the way around. So that's going to layer on there, and then I've got a picture of her and Charlie. They were wrestling. She's in all of her motocross gear there, and he always wins. He ended up on top. So I've already gone ahead and sanded that one. So I'm going to adhere that. I love these die cuts with the leaves on there. I think that's so pretty. Okay, so my photo, I think I can lay it down, and I'm going to do it flat too, I think. And then I'll do my embellishments. I'll use some dimensionals on those. So how was your Christmas? Did you have a nice holiday? We had a great holiday. I'm just going to center that. Santa spoiled everyone here, myself included. Now this one I've just backed with a little bit of vellum, and these vellum pieces were in the kit as well. So I'm just going to put that on flat too, I think. That's gonna go like that. I did have this kind of tucked under there. Actually, I do kind of like that with the leaves tucked under so the leaves don't go over top of the photo. Yeah, I like that. I may pop those up, I think. And then I'm gonna have some sprigs coming off. Coming out here. I kind of like it like that. Oh, I lost my scissors. I left them over here. I'm just going to grab some dimensionals that I have open here. Use these up. So your adhesive will show through your vellum, so you just want to keep it where the paper is. You don't want to go right to the edge because then you will see it through. Let's see here, is that straight? I think so. This one I'm going to put there just to hold those two straight. So I think Addie was pretty happy to go back to school. I think she was getting a little bit bored. And she wanted to see her friends. Let's be honest, school is about friends at that age, hey? She's missed seeing them. There we go. All right, maybe I'll do my title next. So I've cut out a piece. It's going to go here. So that is from this background piece here. I've just cut out that little piece to go at the top. And then I'm going to just tuck some of these underneath this one in garden green. I have a few pieces that were just on my desk that kind of coordinated with the theme here, so I'm just going to add those in. And then this one and all of these here are from the coordinating die set. So that's going to go like that. Just thinking, what do I want to put down first? And then for my title, I brought in one of the little label shapes. That's also from this card right here. So that's going to go like that. Guess I'll just use some glue dots and tuck these underneath. It's going to go under there like that. I have a little frog in my throat today. So I didn't know how many of these I would use, so I just cut out a whole bunch. And whoops, that one I ripped. In a bunch of different colors that coordinated. And because then I thought I do have four of those, 4 of the card bases left over. So I'll see what I can come up with for some cards to kind of coordinate using all these little leftover bits. Still have my New Year's nails, even though we didn't go anywhere for New Year's. We stayed home. But I did get my fancy nails for New Year's. So I have to go on Friday and get that taken off. All right, so my title is going to be Let's Ride. So I want this one centered. Might be easier with my tweezers. And then Ride is going to go underneath. I'm going to start with the T, and I didn't put adhesive sheet on the back of this one. Whoopsie. Just tapped off a little bit of that extra glue just on my silicone mat, and then I can just wipe it up when it's dry. I should probably have my silicone mat closer to me because I'm gonna need it. Me and white glue do not seem to get along very well. Oh. Sorry, I think I got my head in. I don't know if this has an up and down. I don't know, but that seems to look a little bit better to me. Did you get this paper pumpkin? You can skip if you see the little sneak peek and you're like, oh, that doesn't really appeal to me, not something that I would normally use. You can skip a month. And you can subscribe for 1 month at a time. You can do 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And honestly, I almost skipped this one because I wasn't really too sure about it. But then once I got playing with it and actually saw the cards in person, I liked them a lot better than what I was seeing in the Facebook group. I'm in the Paper Pumpkin Facebook group. And yeah, I really like it now. I'm glad I didn't skip it. And then I did ride in the other alphabet owl mode. And I think I cut both of those out in, oh, actually maybe this one was navy. Now I forget. That might have been navy. This one's Secrecy for sure. I think I'll start with the E. And I've got the adhesive sheet on the back of this one, so that's a little easier for me. I was not very crafty over the holidays. Well, my craft room is kind of the spot where all the stuff goes at Christmas. So like my Christmas decoration boxes and all of my gifts and the wrapping happens in here. And so honestly, my room was just a disaster area. Then after Christmas, one of the kids got new carpet. So all of her stuff came in here. Like, it was so full on Monday when I was supposed to go live. I thought, oh, I can just work through it. But then I was like, no, I can't. And then the guy came to do the carpet. So it just didn't work out that I could go live on Monday. Before I adhere those down, like really push them down, I just want to see how I did. Not really great with that ink. There. Does that look a bit better? A little bit. So there was some of these little floral, well, not really, well, leaf images, I guess, in there. And those are, well, the one came from here, and then the other one goes on here. I love how they did this with the little flower in the center. I'll have to add one of those little flowers. I think that's cute. So I'm just gonna put that there. And I had one of these leaf images on my desk. So since it was garden green, I thought I might as well stick it in there. So I'm going to start with that. I will do this flat at the bottom, and I'll just stick a little dimensional at the top there. And then we'll make dimensional on this one. There we go. And I do have one of those little flowers. Maybe I'll pop that there. I did cut a bunch of them out too, but I like these ones that came in the kit because they have the little center. The ones that cut out from the die, they have a little die cut center there too. They look nice too. There we go. What else? Maybe I'll use one of each. That one's got a little piece of white in the center so you can't see through it. Oh, mind you, if I put this on. There we go. I just put my dimensional to the side a little bit so that you can see the color through from the background. Alrighty. So now I'm going to do a little cluster up here. It's going to tuck under, so I'm going to do flat here and then a dimensional up here. Oh, I can't remember if I mentioned, all the paper pumpkins come with a little ink spot as well. So this one was Night of Navy. I'm gonna do this first, I think. I don't know if you saw my announcement, but I made the design team this year, the Stampin' Up! Design team, which is super exciting. So I've been working on my projects for that. I had it pretty much done, my first project, before Christmas because I didn't want to be stressed out with Christmas and getting my project done. So my due date was the 6th of January. So I had that one done. Now I have a few more I need to get working on. So it's been a lot of fun. It was kind of a nice change from working with Christmas, because obviously I wasn't working with Christmas stuff. I think my projects come out on the 9th, if I remember correctly. We've got a little flower here. We'll just kind of stick that up there. Kind of tuck it under, like so. I think I'll do a dimensional. Again, I just put that over to the side so that it didn't cover up my little center hole. There we go. And this little sprig's kind of cute too. Where can we add him? glue dot's going to be too big though. Oh yeah, by a lot. Sometimes you can just kind of fold it under. There we go. We've got another little green one here. Kind of looks good right there. Or maybe a different color so it sticks out a little more. What do we got here? That one. Or that one. Oh, I like that one. All right, so after this piece, then I've just got my journaling. I don't know if I want to use these. Kind of brings in the bronze from these pieces. And my little label shapes. I may do that. All right, so for my journaling, I've got some journaling strips here. Right now, they're all the same length. Like I've cut the paper all the same length. But like it looks, I don't know. What do you think? Does it look kind of weird here where I don't have a lot of writing? Oops. And then this one just has the date on it, so it's super short. And then this long piece of paper. I might leave this one and then trim this one down and just kind of move it over a little so it doesn't look so weird, out of place. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut it and then just add it right there. That might look okay. Or I could put it right there. Yeah, this one I could do like that. Or even over here. Maybe over here looks better. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there for a minute, see what I think. So my journaling, before I cut it into strips, I added adhesive sheet to the back. I thought it would be a little easier than gluing, but now I can't get it off. There we go. Oh, better put it right side up. So I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for next week. I have some great new papers, new DSP pack I might get into. I might start with Valentine's. There we go. Yeah, I think I do like it over here. A little bit better than over here. I feel like it kind of distracts from the focal point in the photo, and over here, not so much. Did anyone have any thoughts on that? No. Okay, that's where I'm going to put it. I just checked the comments there. Quickly. There. And I think I do like these bronze. Double check. Does it say bronze? Yeah, it does say bronze. Gives you the colors that coordinate with your kit back here on the back, which is nice if you want to cut out some extra little bits and pieces to go with your projects. Alrighty, grab my take your pick tool. You always want to do, well, not always, but kind of the general rule of thumb is to do an odd amount of embellishments. And then I'll do a few down here. How many do I want? I want to do 5. I think I will. There. Alrighty. So as you see, when you use the kit that already has all the stuff made up for you, I did do a bit of die cutting, but a little bit of fussy cutting, but mostly it's just all ready to go for you. It makes a nice, quick, pretty page. Now, one thing I wanted to show you before I go is I did first make this page on a different DSP on the background. So this is just a picture that I printed out of it. And I just found this in my stash, super, super old sheet. But I liked how the leaves kind of matched. But then once I got it together, I felt it was a little bit too busy. So what do you think? Which is your favorite? Do you like it? And let me know your honest opinion. Do you like it with the floral background? Or do you like it with the gray, I don't know what you call that. The diagonal stripe kind of thing. I think I like it better with this one because it's not quite as busy. But which would you have chose? Let me know. All right, so until Monday, have a great week and a great weekend. Thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Bye.